Take the check and leave the girl for me.
The moment Chidi saw another man on one knee before Ngozi, holding at a ring that caught the afternoon sun like a traitor's smile, something inside him shattered so quietly that no one heard it break. He had traveled 5 hours that morning, his hands still smelling of wood polish, carrying the small jewelry box he'd saved 8 months to afford. Today was supposed to be their day, the day his Ngozi, the girl he'd sponsored through 6 years of university, would finally graduate. The day he'd planned to ask her the question that now died on his lips. But there she stood in her graduation gown, crying tears of joy for another man. A man in an expensive suit, a man with a gleaming car parked nearby, its paint job probably worth more than everything Chidi owned. "Yes, yes, I'll marry you," Ngozi's voice carried across the campus lawn. Chidi's feet had brought him this far. Now they refused to move. He watched her classmates clap and cheer. He watched the man, tall, confident, clearly wealthy, slip the ring onto her finger. He watched the life he'd imagined dissolve like morning mist. Then Ngozi turned and saw him. Their eyes met for 3 heartbeats. In that moment, Chidi saw something flicker across her face, shame perhaps, or regret, but it vanished quickly, replaced by something harder. She walked over to him, her new fiancé trailing behind, curiosity on his face. "Chidi," she said, her voice tight, "what are you doing here?" The box in his pocket suddenly felt heavy as stone. I came to celebrate with you, your graduation." She glanced back at her fiancé, then lowered her voice. "Look, I appreciate everything you've done. I really do. But I can't marry a carpenter, Chidi. I just can't. I've worked too hard, come too far. I need more." The words hit him like hammer blows to the chest. 6 years. 6 years of sending her money for textbooks, for rent, for feeding. 6 years of her promising, when I finish school, we'll build our life together. 6 years of him working extra hours, taking on additional contracts, his hands bleeding into wood shaving so she could have a better future. Their better future. He wanted to speak, to ask her why, to remind her of every sacrifice, every promise, but his throat had closed, so he did the only thing he could. He turned and walked away. Chidi didn't remember the journey back to his shop. One moment he was standing on that campus, the next he was sitting on his workbench, staring at his calloused hands, her words echoing endlessly in his mind. "I can't marry a carpenter." The next day, a sleek SUV pulled up outside his carpentry shop. Chidi looked up from the chair he was sanding to see Ngozi step out, followed by her new man. They walked in like they owned the place. The man's shoes were too clean, too expensive for the sawdust on Chidi's floor. "We won't take much of your time," the man said, pulling out a checkbook. He scribbled something, tore out the check, and held it up. 5 million naira. That should cover whatever you spent on her, plus extra for your trouble." He placed the check on Chidi's workbench, but when Chidi didn't immediately take it, his smile thinned. He flicked it toward him dismissively. The check fluttered, landing among wood shavings. "Let's go, baby," the man said to Ngozi. "We've done our part." Ngozi paused at the door, glanced back at Chidi one last time, then left without a word. Chidi stared at the check for a long time after they'd gone. "Guy, I warned you," his friend Emeka said, shaking his head. "I told you that girl was using you. University girls, especially the fine ones, once they graduate, in a different level they want." "I loved her, Emeka. I still love her." "Love?" Emeka scoffed, then softened. "Brother, I know it hurts, but that money they gave you, cash it. Use it to expand this shop. Use it to better your life. The best revenge is success." Chidi said nothing, but the check remained on his workbench untouched. 7 days passed. The check sat there gathering dust. "Baby, he hasn't cashed it," Ngozi's fiancé Kenneth said over dinner. "My bank hasn't sent a debit alert. What kind of man is this, your ex?" Ngozi's jaw tightened. That evening, she drove to Chidi's shop alone. He was closing up when she arrived. "Chidi, what are you doing?" she demanded. "Cash that check and move on. I've moved on. Don't be a fool." He looked at her, really looked at her, and saw a stranger wearing Ngozi's face. He still said nothing. She left, frustrated. 2 days later, Chidi walked into the bank and cashed the check. Kenneth got the debit alert immediately. "He finally cashed it," he told Ngozi, showing her his phone. "Good," she said quickly, though something twisted in her chest. "Good, now we can all move forward." But the next day, she found herself back at his shop. "So you actually cashed it," she said, disgust dripping from every word. "So I was right about you. They offered you money and you grabbed it. You actually sold me. How shameless." Chidi looked up from his work, met her eyes, and returned to his planing without a single word. 8 months crawled by. The wedding Ngozi had been planning never happened. First, Kenneth postponed it due to work commitments. Then he sold the car he'd proposed to her with, claiming his business was struggling. When she pressed him about setting a new date, his eyes went cold. "Ngozi, I can't marry you," he said flatly. "What? Kenneth, we're engaged." "I can't marry a woman who could leave a man that stood by her for 6 years just because he was a carpenter. If my business fails, if I go broke, you'll do the same to me. I'm not a fool." "Kenneth, please. Pack your things, leave my house before nightfall." Her mother didn't say, "I told you so," but it was written all over her face when Ngozi arrived at her doorstep, suitcases in hand and tears streaming down her face. "Mama, what do I do?" "You live with your choices in Wami. That's what you do." 2 days later, Ngozi drove to Chidi's shop, hoping to find what? Forgiveness? A second chance? She didn't know. But when she arrived, she froze. The small wooden shop was gone. In its place stood a large modern carpentry showroom with glass windows and a signboard that read Chidi and Sons Furniture Ltd. A brand new truck was parked outside with the company logo painted on its side. Chidi emerged from the showroom, keys in hand, looking different, confident, successful, whole. "Chidi, I just came to check on you." "I'm well, as you can see. Thank you." The next day, she returned with a food flask. "I made your favorite," she said, her voice small. "Thank you, but I can't accept it." "Chidi, please." "Stop coming here, Ngozi. I've moved on. I have someone else now." "No, please, Chidi. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." She fell to her knees right there, not caring who saw. That's when a woman emerged from the showroom, beautiful, elegant, wearing a warm smile. "Is everything okay, baby?" the woman asked Chidi, then turned to Ngozi. "Oh, you must be Ngozi. I've heard so much about you." She helped Ngozi to her feet with genuine kindness. "I want to thank you, honestly. You leaving Chidi was the best thing that ever happened to me. I got to marry a man who knows how to love, how to commit, how to build something real." She took Chidi's hand. "Please, don't come back here. He's mine now, and I'm not letting him go." Ngozi stumbled backward, the weight of her choices crushing her chest. "Goodbye, Ngozi," Chidi said quietly. She walked to her car, got in, and drove away, the rearview mirror reflecting the life she'd thrown away. Value is not always measured in money or status. The person who stands with you in the rain deserves to dance with you in the sun. Don't trade loyalty for luxury, because true wealth is found in a faithful heart, not a fat bank account. And remember, everyone you meet is fighting to build something. The carpenter who builds your furniture today might build an empire tomorrow. Choose character over comfort, always.